Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this from Crypto Brothers. XRP news today. XRP Tundra unveils two-token strategy with 25x return potential. You know, I see all these tokens that are launching on the XRP ledger, and I see all these people all of a sudden talking about yield at the same time. But this yield that they're talking about, it's like 15%, 20%. I've even seen now as high as 30% yield. That comes with a hell of a lot of risk. And I see people saying that they've done it and it works and they're getting all these great returns. And I think those people are paid to say that. Don't fall for any of this because you're putting your XRP at risk. And there's a good chance we are going to see a lot of rug pulls come from this over the next couple of months. And as it's happening, people are going to be losing their XRP. Expert says no to XRP 8 to 10% return offerings. Now they're even writing articles about this, warning people that when the returns that they're offering are very high, you got to look at all the risk involved. Nobody is giving you any guarantee that you're not going to lose your XRP. And this comes from Davis Brooks. FXRP cap increases. So 10 million September 29th to October 5th, 20 million October 6th to the 12th, 35 million the following week, 50 million the week after that, and 70 million going into November. I'm expecting those caps to get reached in a matter of hours. By late October, the FXRP cap on Flare will reach 70 million per Hugo. Caps will rise quickly. Mint when the opportunity arises, but don't rush. Additional yield opportunities will become available soon with Firelight Fi. Risk mitigation is key for F assets. The higher the cap, the more institutional adoption. The team's cautious, efficient scaling approach is A+. I even want to see how this goes over the next couple of months. But everybody is taking advantage of this. Look at how fast that cap got reached at 5 million. It happened in 4 hours. And I'm telling you now, I would be buying Flare while it's still very cheap. Flare is going to be huge in the future. This is that moment where if you could go back in time and buy XRP at 2 cents, that's where we are right now, in my opinion, with Flare. Huge stablecoins are emerging as a 100 billion threat to Visa and MasterCard, offering faster, cheaper payments and disrupting the U.S. credit card industry. I think credit cards are eventually going to become a thing of the past at the rate we are going, because stablecoins are now all of a sudden the biggest event of our lifetime. Everybody's promoting stablecoins right now. But again, some stablecoins, they cannot pass an audit. And some of these stablecoins are very risky. Take a listen to Jim Rickards here.
Because the BRICS are working on another currency. They already have one. It's called gold. Here's the danger. These are, there are two dangers. The first one is these stablecoin sponsors are almost completely unregulated, non-transparent. No one has ever audited one of them. We don't know what's inside. Now, I'm not accusing anybody of any fraud. If I think that most stablecoin issuers do exactly what I said, which is they buy treasury bills or equivalent, very high quality, short-term, highly liquid instruments. But A, we don't know. And B, there's got to be at least one fraud out there, probably many. What's to stop a stablecoin issuer from taking the dollars, issuing stablecoins, and stealing the money? The answer is nothing. And how would we know? Well, we'll find out the hard way when, when one of these dead fish, surfaces. How do we know it's not was it FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried or whatever? So that's coming. I'm not accusing anyone of fraud. I think the vast majority of them are not frauds. They're doing what they say they do. But just experience go back to Robert Besco in the early 60s. One of these guys is a fraud. We have no idea whom, and we'll find out the hard way.
We are going to find out the hard way. And when it happens, it's going to be like a black swan event. But Digital Perspective says Ripple will be able to provide the necessary backing with XRP to backstop any stablecoin issuer failing to maintain the peg or reserves with XRP, the Holy Grail. And Bybit lists RLUSD on spot. RLUSD is gaining more and more traction. I mean, it is just expanding out all over the place right now. I can't wait until RLUSD enters the top 5 of stablecoins. But the difference is that Ripple is fully transparent as well. And can institutional adoption and decentralization work together? David Schwartz explains how tokenized assets and on-chain credit are bridging the gap between TradFi and DeFi, and how the XRP ledger is the perfect foundation to support this shift. He also talks about companies like Amazon and Uber needing more financial services, and that XRP ledger is in the perfect spot for them to adopt the XRP ledger. Right now, if I was to look at Ripple compared to Amazon and Apple, I think Ripple is going to be way bigger than both of those companies. Ripple is going to emerge as a central bank at some point. And it doesn't take a genius to see what happens to XRP next. Market snapshot, price and momentum, a classic breakout setup. Key levels to watch and the takeaway. So they did this article, and what they're looking at is the chart on XRP. I'm telling you right now, XRP has the most bullish chart in all of crypto. When this blast off begins, the FOMO is going to be absolutely parabolic. Faces are going to melt in this run. Everybody is going to be talking about XRP. People that are on the sidelines right now, they're going to be paying higher prices. If they're waiting for the breakout to begin, they're going to be buying halfway up a massive green candle. And I'm telling you, it is going to be a great time to be an XRP investor. And this comes from Vet, Believe in Something. So you see, first year investing in crypto. Any advice? I'm currently sitting on 1,300 XRP, and I'm pretty proud of it. 20 years old and investing extra money I make and money from work. Hope it pays off well within years. There's a lot of new investors entering this space, and they're starting to realize that XRP, where it can go from here. They're also not in a hurry to sell their XRP as well. They're still accumulating more and more XRP. Everybody always thinks they're too late. XRP's above $3 right now, or it's above $2 right now. I'm too late to XRP. You are not too late. Compared to where XRP is going, you are still early to this cryptocurrency. But you got to enter this space and then get patience. So many people are impatient, and that's what's going to cause them to sell. They overinvest thinking that they're going to get rich overnight because they just got invested into crypto for the first time. And everybody's saying, you're going to get rich very fast once it happens. But then all of a sudden, we get sideways action or we get a downturn and people right away give up. You just buy whatever you could afford and just stay patient until it happens. The legacy petrodollar system is leaking fuel, ready to bust. BRICS nations exploring alternative currencies, especially for cross-border payments. Take a listen to this.
Their big announcement, people have been waiting for the new BRICS currency. They did not announce that. That may be years away, but they did something equally important. They created a BRICS payment system, clearance and settlement of securities transactions, and a digital ledger of what one country owes to the other, et cetera. So it's a payment, balance of payment recording system, again, all using blockchain technology, which has been around a long time.
And the system that they're using inside of BRICS is Project Enbridge, which was created by the BIS. And it's built upon RippleNet technology and XRP.
The importance of that is now they're completely outside the dollar system. It doesn't mean they'll never do another dollar transaction, but recall they've been Russia, at least, and some of the other countries have been kicked out of the dollar system. So if you kick somebody out of the club, they're going to start their own club, and that's exactly what they've done.
And that's why they're going to push away from SWIFT. They're already looking for an alternative. That's why right out of the gate, I think SWIFT is losing all the BRICS countries. And more countries are always looking to join the BRICS as well, because they want a level playing field. They're tired of the dollar system. They want a new system. Rapid depletion at an alarming rate. That's what's going on Coinbase right now. Coinbase XRP reserves fall 93.3% in a week, all-time low. And yet people still think a billion XRP is or 100 billion XRP is too much. We don't know that. We never knew that. XRP is built to serve every single person on the planet. 8 billion plus people. I don't think 100 billion is enough. Look at how fast these institutions are buying it up now. There's XRP treasuries. And as time goes on and we start to realize that XRP is disappearing and demand is rising, the price is going to rise with it. This is just the beginning of something so much bigger. And as you're selling XRP, thinking you're going to buy back in on a dip, you might not even get the chance to buy back in because there might not be any XRP on the exchanges. That can happen because these companies, when they buy this cryptocurrency, they're going to create liquidity pools in between countries, in between banks, in between companies and their distributors. You're going to see so much of this XRP disappear, and it's going to happen very quick when it happens. What's going on with Coinbase, in my opinion, is JP Morgan and BlackRock making sure that they are ready and they have enough XRP. I think that's where this XRP is going. BlackRock is buying through Coinbase, not throwing up any red flags. You're not even going to know that it happened until BlackRock is ready to make that big announcement. But until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.